Hello, everyone. This is Angel from the Turtle Club coming at you with a new video regarding all the new cards from the new set we think you should pick up if you're not someone that buys, the product sealed. Just some singles you might want to pick up off a TCG player. I'm joined today by Bryce.
Hello guys, how's it going? How we doing?
And we're just going to go over each color. We're going over the top three cards of each color to pick up from the set, and then we'll bring up some honorable mentions. We'll mention the cards by their effect, probably. I'm not too good at remembering card names, but we'll try and help you out in that regard too. So let's get started. All right, we're starting off with green. These are definitely, in our opinion, I would say the top three most generic green cards you could pick up if you're going to want to something that you want to invest in that you can move across multiple different decks. These are all good choices. I mean, the Uneasing Awakened Rage is Saiyan leader locked though, so not as generic as the other two, but these two battle cards you can splash into any green deck. I mean, one needs green leader. Raditz only needs green energy, which is even more splashable. What are your thoughts on these, Bryce?
Yeah, I mean, I think the new 8-cost Goku is going to be a very generic staple for green decks moving forward, since it's only a leader card being green restriction. Um, and then Uneasing Awakening Rage is just, I mean, it's a better dormant for Saiyan decks. That is a needed floodgate for green. I feel like it helped out green a lot. So, Raditz seems good. I haven't seen it in action yet, so I don't have much to say on it, but I like it.
Yeah, hard to pick up right now. We're just 2 weeks into the official release, so
Yeah, it's the Raditz is a TP, guys.
yeah,
From the
tournament
new,
pack card.
so
The
participate in
one,
your
yeah,
locals.
it's actually not too expensive right now for some reason, so I recommend picking it up. I mean, it's one green energy for what is essentially a 20k crit. Because if it deals damage, I mean, they're negging too. They get to choose their crit card basically from their hand that they take from life, and then you get to warp a battle card also, which is pretty nice for one energy. That second effect is just icing on the cake if you want to try and run some of those red-green Vegeta or Nappa cards. I feel like those are clunky, but the Vegeta is pretty nice.
This promo does help out Raditz a lot, just because you get to cheat out the red green Vegeta and do the burn.
Yeah, and
Warp
there it's
before.
in actual Raditz, it's probably even better. More hand.
Yeah.
It is a hand control card. I mean, it's just pressure on the hand in life.
Same
The
with
way it
Uneasing
works.
Awakened Rage. I mean, both that card really does help buff old green Saiyan leaders. So
Yeah, an actual Android 17 like negate. And
yeah,
then I mean, no, you don't need to say much about the Goku Gohan.
it does
Barrier
everything.
deflect, double strike,
Yeah, 35K.
35k. Yeah, pitch one, pop one, ignoring barrier. The
Makes your
burn
opponent.
effect on top of
Yeah,
everything else. Yeah, just
it's
all
nuts. It's
overall
Fate of
good.
Rivals in one card.
Yeah, and then one card to shout out is the pre-release Dr. Gero Z card. You'll see later we bring up another one of those, but every color except yellow, I think, didn't get one. Every color but yellow got a one cost barrier, deflect. Some of them don't have deflect. I think maybe the blue one doesn't. Does the
No, the
baby
blue one
have
has
deflect?
deflect. Yeah, baby
Okay,
has
yeah.
deflect.
Then green got the Giro, which is a +1. It takes a life, and then you bottom deck a card and draw one. So it's like a better surmounting for green. You might want to pick that up, the Z
You're
card.
forced to take the life up for the cost.
Yeah, you do have to take a life, but I mean it's still it's worth it. So look into that. But that's probably it for green. Don't want to go on too long about
Just one
green.
last thing is the green Gohan leader. That
Oh,
card just generically is the best green leader in the game now. So if you guys want to play green and something that's not too spicy, probably just the best bet to pick up the green Gohan leader.
yeah, the leader and the core, just pick that stuff up because it'll probably be good into the future. Maybe future cores can slot into it. It might
Yeah.
just be a better version. And it's your green good stuff leader right now, too, which is nice.
Yeah. So future proof.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good to move to the next one.
Yeah, I think green, we're good now. So let's move on to year low.
Yellow.
All right.
You want me to take this? I'll take that.
Yeah, go ahead and take the lead on.
All right, so here we have the 5-cost SS Blue Sun Goku vs Golden Frieza Spirit Clash. I think this card is obnoxious in set 1 Golden Frieza, especially. But generically going forward, it's just a good card that you can Z-charge and not feel bad about Z-charging, especially for being yellow, and every card in your hand is just value. And when you play it, It has the barrier removal that you want in yellow. It draws a card, and then if you're yellow Frieza, you can sack it and untap 2. So it's just a very good generic card. Moving forward, the SS Blue Sun Goku and SS Blue Vegeta rivalry seems good on paper. I think any yellow Saiyan leader, if you have like a 1-cost Goku or Vegeta, you can just rest it and then play this fella. And it takes a life, double strike, dual attack, free pressure. So that's pretty cool. And then the Return of Army of Terror is a free extra card for Mecha Frieza, and it searches a Frieza swap with energy cost of 5 or less. So it doesn't seem like too generic, but it's easily splashable in some decks. It's just like Assimilate and the Goku's Lineage one, where it's just a free extra card.
Yeah.
You get value, you know?
If you want to fill up your drop with extras real fast, thin out your deck, this and the 5 cost are kind of a mildly generic splashable pack.
You could just search this, right? You can search the 5 cost with this.
Exactly, yeah. So if you include these two are somewhat splashable. I mean, your leader has to be at least a Frieza's Army or a Yellow Saiyan for the 5 cost to really get its full value, because you can choose your leader for that play out effect, which is pretty nice. So if your leader's either one of those, you might want to include 1 or 2. And then if you've got a lot of deck space, which most decks don't these days, but if you do, picking up Return of the Army of Terror is not a bad idea. Like you said, it's like another successor target. And then Goku Vegeta is good. Yellow didn't get too much this set, which makes sense since they didn't get touched on the ban list a lot, or at all, rather. So
yeah, they didn't get touched at all.
What else was there? We had something else there before. Oh yeah, the EX Evolve Goku, right from the
premium pack. It's pretty good.
The premium pack one, pretty good. I mean, it evolves over this Goku Vegeta, and then it floats it back out when it dies. So that's and Trunks Vegeta, that might be cool because it also activates the EX Evolve, draws an extra card off the leader.
Yeah. And then it rests 2 cards ignoring barrier?
When you swing, it keeps 2 things pinned down so they can't untap.
2 things pinned. Okay. So that's pretty cool. That's always good for yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably it for yellow, right?
Yeah. I mean, Frieza Swap core seems good if you guys wanted to pick that
deck up. Yeah, that's true. If yellow gets hit, that one uses a lot of archetype pieces, so generic stuff getting hit won't hurt the deck too bad. So not a bad idea.
Post gets hit, then you might be sad a little bit.
Yeah,
but
every yellow deck will be sad.
Good TPs that we could talk about this time. No good promos. The Bardock is okay, but
Bardock's fine. Yeah, it's like a cantrip on either turn, but it doesn't really
do much.
It doesn't do anything. It's not like another card we're going to talk about in a second, I think. Which we can go to that now. Yeah.
All right,
here it is. That's what I was mentioning, the peel off shoe and Mai. That's like your cantrip that you can play on your opponent's turn because it draws a card on play. And then it doesn't negate the attack, but it pretty much does. It gets you a card and it gets that activate battle your opponent combos. You can put one of their combo cards with a combo cost of 0, bottom deck it, so they're not going to go in on an attack that's been, countered with this card. And it lets you leave your energy up for more options on your opponent's turn as opposed to playing cantrips on your own turn. You can just play this on theirs. So just a lot of major power creep right here with this card. This card is, I feel like, going to be a staple for a long time. Then you got the other 2. Oob is fully generic for any blue leader, right? And leader's mono.
The 6 cost. The 8 cost.
8 cost, the 8 cost, So if they have 2 Z energy, this costs 2. It's got deflect, double strike, and remove up to 3 cards, basically? It draws 1 too on play.
Yeah, it draws 1, and then choose up to total of 3 battle cards in your opponent's battle area, or drop.
Yeah, so you can Z-charge more stuff from their drop. That's mostly for the Oob deck, or if you want some like drop area play to be removed out of there, you just put it into their Z energy. And then if they counter, it's kind of got that... also to set up this counter effect, right? You want them to have as much Z energy as possible.
That counter effect's really good.
The Gamma Cell 9 cost effect, where they neg 1 if they counter this card.
Yeah.
So just crazy card. Must have for blue into the future, And then this 6 cost Oob, not as much, but any blue Earthling is going to probably want to run it. After seeing what it does, it it seems like so much value for 1 energy.
It's so strong.
It's just a 20k that floats back and then kind of mildly hinders your opponent on their turn. Their leader swing isn't free pressure essentially anymore.
Yes. So it's you pay 1 for it. You can take a life if you want, and you get to remove an opponent's battle card for 1 energy. It's already so much value. And then if they don't kill it on your own turn, it stays, it sticks, it goes under your opponent's leader for the next turn, giving it minus 5k.
And then it comes back to your board at your next turn
So you have a
for
skill
another
of
20k
20k.
swing. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty nice. And then I didn't look too carefully, but actually this works with Majin leaders too. So if you
Yes,
play a blue leader, that's pretty cool.
that is cool. As a blue player, all 3 of these cards are so much value for how cheap they are. I mean, the 8 cost Oob is probably the most generic card we got since Piccolo, the Infiltrator, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the peel off shoe and as a person who plays blue trunks and stuff like that, turn 1 cantrips are essential, and I think this is a definite 4 of index that need like 1 cost to play on turn 1, just because it has so much value and it kind of forces your opponent to like waste resources in removing it.
Yeah,
So,
it's just an annoying card.
yeah,
And that's
but
probably I think that one's a little expensive. That one's actually people know it's good.
yeah, I think every blue deck is running 4 of right now. Like that stopped recently, except
Yeah.
for Blue Baby, of course. That's the
Oh
honorable
yeah.
mention, by the way, right?
Yeah. Pick up Blue Baby's not too cheap though. I think
I
TPs
don't.
are expensive.
Oh,
The
the
SRs
TPs
are
are
actually the more expensive SRs, both of them.
really.
So yeah, they're like $7-8.
Oh, I'm glad
Weirdly,
I got.
last time
Well,
I checked, it might be
it's
more
because
now
it topped in
or
Oceania,
less.
right?
Yeah, and it's pure aggro, and people like that,
Yeah.
So
But one card specifically in Blue Baby is the new Z card. This is what we were talking about earlier. That every color has a new Z card that has barrier and deflect that costs 1. And in blue, that's really crucial because all of your cards are valuable for the most part, or extra cards. So if you can Z charge 1, play out the baby, then you have your Android 17 negate that's live
yeah,
from
you don't
turn
have to
2 and up.
stack up 3Z energy or anything like that. You just have the Z card on board from turn 1, which is nice. And then I'm assuming that effect is going to be having a Z card on board is going to be important into the future, which is why we're recommending picking those up. I mean, the Giro's stupid in green because of the super combo loop, the Gogeta one.
Yeah.
And then the blue baby is dumb in blue because of Android 17. The
Yeah.
red one's not as relevant, but
I did want to reference that. Since green right now is very relevant and the Gohan or the Gogeta loop is a real thing, 8 cost oop does help with that if you can have them dump their Gogetas on their turn or your turn and then play 8 cost oop to just Z charge them so that way you're not worried about it during your turn.
yeah, for if like they're using the Whis to pick them up on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
And by the way, that Gogeta loop is, I think it's called Vegeta Preparing for Battles, the red card, and then
Yes.
Gogeta Battles Beginning is the super combo. If you
Yeah.
want to look into picking those up,
If they're yeah,
yeah, if you got
it's
cash.
yeah, it's obnoxious. It's such a ridiculous strategy.
I think I'm ready for the next.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So these are red was probably the most difficult for us just because red didn't get generically good cards this set. I mean the Goku Piccolo is, but everything else is very niche. I feel like, but we went through everything and picked these guys. So Goku Piccolo is like the Gogeta from was it the first block, the red black Gogeta?
Yeah, Zenkai Series 1.
Except it doesn't remove 2 things and make your opponent pitch a card. Instead, it's a turn. It takes 1 turn longer. But it does being your leader and what is it? Evolve, place 1. Okay, yeah, and then it's a dual attack, double strike, 25k. So it's nice. You pay 2, you have a leader being, and dual
Pressure.
attack, 25k swing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also it's just 2 energy compared to 3.
Oh, okay.
And a 5K
Okay.
combo. I think yeah, because
Yeah,
Gogeta
he's a
10K.
10k. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't do as much as Gogeta. It doesn't kill 2 things and rip a card, but this one
But
swings twice. Dual attack's
yeah,
pretty nice
it's
to
more
have.
convenient, probably.
Yeah, it's just a cheaper card. It's more. I feel like you can slot it in more easily as long as you're
Yeah.
running other red Gokus or Piccolos in your deck. Which there's
Yeah.
plenty of red Goku and Piccolo super combos if that's something if you really want to play this card, you don't
Yeah.
have a lot of regular battle cards to play out.
This
The
is
Garlic Jr.
the Garlic Jr. is cool. For the Garlic Jr. deck, I don't know if it's going to be generically good. The activate main is you pay 2, and then when you play it, if you have 4 or more, you play it, and then you choose all battle cards other than him, and they get -15. So that includes your battle cards, and that's kind of where the argument is. I think if you're cooler mill, it's cool. If you're a red deck that doesn't play battle cards, it's cool, but no red deck doesn't play battle cards. But it's a 30k dual attack, so that is nice. So like if you're in a pinch and you run this card, it's cool. But other than that, I don't really think it's too special or too crazy.
Yeah, 30k duel for 2 is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unless there's something in the future, which I know there's some cards that want to get KO'd. This doesn't
Yeah.
KO, but if there's cards that get effects off of removal, maybe this could see some play in the future. It's just a card with cool effects that, while it's cheap, you should probably just keep in your pick a few up for a few cents and keep in your binder for the
And
future.
the Garlic Jr.
Like
stuff
this
is good.
randomly becomes good. Yeah, and garlic is
Yeah.
good.
And I'm sure along the way we go, they do seem to give some of these decks more legacy support along the way we go. Like Future Trunks reboot got legacy support and the champ packs and stuff like that. So maybe we'll
Yeah, there could
see.
be something that pushes this over the edge.
Yeah.
So
So most definitely pick this up while it's whatever,
yeah,
50
well,
cents.
yeah,
And then the Garlic Jr.
yeah.
Is the one cost deflect barrier. It's basically the same explanation of the other two. It's just a one cost, turns all your cards that need Z. I don't know which ones in
It would
red
only
have
be for red. I think it's only the super combo Jiro, pretty much.
just super combo draw. Okay.
Yeah, which isn't, that's not that
Red
great.
builds. The hard part is red builds Z energy pretty good for the red. Like Pan builds Z energy good, and
Yeah, until we get cards that require a Z battle card in play, which I can't think of any great ones off the top of my head.
does 13 need one?
No, I don't think so. I think it just
Okay.
needs the little one cost guys on board.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for red. I mean, it makes sense that they didn't get a lot since we're coming off of
A
a
huge
year and
ban.
a half of
Yeah.
red rain.
Any honorable mentions?
Pick up Power Pole Goku's pretty self-contained. I don't think there's a lot you need to pick up that's like gonna be splashable and other stuff. There's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
five
the 5 cost Goku. Yeah.
It's a 20k for one with deflect.
I think it's 25k actually.
I think it's just 20. I think it goes up to 25 for when you have the power pole under, but
Maybe.
yeah.
Uh,
And then I mean, it's very strong in the power pole deck, but
which
outside, I
seems
think
cool.
it's to 20k. Yeah. When it dies, it does stuff, which they should make more cards like that.
Yeah. But also it has to say when it dies from skills alone instead of saying when it gets KO'd. Because that's just
Yeah, because then it's really easy to get
they did,
around
they did that
most
with the
colors.
baby stuff this set for some reason. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, they're still making that mistake.
Yeah.
I think we can
So
wrap this up with the next one. There's not a lot to say on the last one.
oh yeah.
It's just all the Trunks stuff. Trunks is real. I mean,
Oh,
all
yeah.
this stuff is dirt cheap. If you want to get the fancy stamped versions, I don't even think that's expensive. But this
Black
is
Trunks is
this
real.
makes it a real threat. I think it's probably, if not tier 1, tier 1.5. It's
Yeah.
pretty scary. I don't know. I played against it and it was pretty scary.
I think if you're a well like a really good black player who's like good at playing who's been playing Black Trunks since it came out, yeah, this is gonna be like crazy in like their experience. But I could see people struggling to pick this up and learn how to play it.
I mean, you have to have a lot of expensive older cards, which is unfortunate for it to
And
be
the
at full
champ
power.
pack. That's
Yeah,
also
the
the
Champ Pack
champ pack
Vegeta is pretty
Vegeta.
important for the real degenerate play of just two 30Ks for one. That just a
Pretty
lot of
good.
value.
The crit,
Yeah,
yeah.
out of nowhere. And then,
Yeah.
but this 30K with triple strike barrier is pretty
Oh, that's
pretty ridiculous
that's
card.
probably the nicest. Yeah, barrier removal for black is good. It's always good.
Having a
And
beam leader, a double strike beam leader, pretty dumb too. It's all relying on a unison though, which is not great.
that's the argument of why this is probably tier 1.5, because how prevalent green is right now.
Yeah, but I mean that's why they probably made the Supreme Kai just so you can play it out for one, still do your plays that turn.
On your turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could. It's also not energy restricted, right? No, it's not.
No.
So if you could pitch it off leader and just play it turn one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that works too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I think I saw that at locals when Michael was playing it. So that's just a cool little thing you can do.
That's pretty much it though. I mean,
The Vegito Overrealm TP is the honorable mention for black.
oh
It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
It's a
I
good
think.
card. It's a good overrealm, good generic
Yeah.
one. I don't know if
If
it's
you're,
better than Mass Saiyan, but
I don't know how I feel about that card.
it's big. I mean, I'm sure there's matchups where it's much better. You know, like if they got a board full of one cost with barrier, you know, against a Trunks Geo
Oh,
player.
okay. We're talking about the overall message. I thought we were talking about the new TP. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was
The
talking about the new TP.
the black mass say it?
No. Well, I was saying I don't know how it compares to Secret
Oh,
ID, but
okay, there we go.
yeah,
I got confused.
that's
I'm
pretty
sorry.
much it. I think those are the cards you should probably pick up
Yeah.
from the new set. Looking to pick
Nothing
up
crazy
some.
except for blue. I think has the most generic, and green has the most
Yeah, blue and
generic
green got the
staples.
biggest buffs for sure.
Yeah. So if you want generic cards that are future proof, probably pick up blue and green.
That's
See,
it from
yeah,
Turtle
that's it.
Club today.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
we'll see you guys next time.